Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Suboptimal Commander, where we don't read our cards and we constantly miss our triggers. Why don't we go see who's playing and what they're playing? Let's get into it. We have RJ on DAVROS, Dialect Creator. Jacob is on Will, Scion of Peace. Jordan is on YASOVA, Dragon Claw. Chris is on SATYA, Aetherflux Genius. Let's get to the gameplay. Play a Triome that comes in tapped, and I'll pass my turn.
Draw, and I will play a Temple of Abandon. Comes in tapped, and I get to scry one, and I'll pass my turn. This card will go to the top of my library.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm gonna also play a temple as my land for turn. Of defeat, I will scry. I will not bother that. I will leave that on top, actually, and I will pass.
I'll play an Ancient Dead for turn, and then tap it for a Sunspring Expedition.
Untap. Upkeep, draw. We'll play an island. We're going to tap 2 for a Watcher for tomorrow. Hideaway 4. When it enters the battlefield, I look at the top 4 cards in the library, and then I exile 1 face down. Press go to the bottom of the library in a random order. It enters the battlefield tapped, and when it leaves the battlefield, I get to put that card into my hand. We'll do that one, and I'll pass.
We're gonna play Command Tower. We're gonna tap 2 for a Rampant Growth. And pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw that card. I'm gonna play a Foreboding Ruins as my land for turn, revealing this Canyon Sloth, which is a Swan Mountain. So this is untapped. I'm going to tap both of those for a Talisman of Creativity, and I will pass.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. I will play an Urza Saga, and I will tap both for an Arcane Signet.
Ram City, bitch. Ramp City, bitch.
Oh, lordy.
Yup.
Untap.
Ramp City, population you, bruh.
Upkeep, draw.
Population, everyone but Chris.
Excuse me. I will tap 2, and I will Talisman of Creativity. Thank you.
I'm sorry,
very
dog.
much.
I didn't know you were chill like that.
I was
My
chill
bad.
like that. I'll tap 1 for a Reconnaissance, and I will pass.
My bad, man. I didn't know you were chill like that.
Oh wait, I'm not gonna pass. What am I talking about? I swing. I'm gonna swing. Jacob has the most going on, and he's gonna gain a shit ton of life. Jacob, you take 2, and then I pass.
And then you're going to untap your creature at the end of combat, right?
Yeah.
Because of reconnaissance, yeah.
Yeah. See, RJ knows how to play my deck.
And I just want to point out my talisman is cooler than yours.
Girl. All right. Until you draw.
Mine's an actual talisman, though.
Forest.
Yeah, but you saying 3D glasses are not a talisman?
No.
I'm gonna tap 2 for a Simic Signet, and I will tap 1 to tap this for 2 to play a Scavenging Ooze, and then I will pass my turn.
I'm going to play this Canyon Sloth as my land for turn. It'll come in tapped. I will then tap 2 colorless for Mind Stone, and then I will tap a black and a colorless for Liliana's Caress. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that opponent loses 2 life.
Tap, upkeep, draw. I will play Sea of Clouds for turn. Comes in untapped because I have 2 or more opponents. Urza's going up, but I am using it for something else. Blue, white, colorless. Will, Scion of Peace.
No.
And I will pass.
Untap. Okay, draw. Alright, we're gonna try and do a thing. We're gonna play Blink Moth Nexus. Notably not the Ink Moth Nexus, but the Blink Moth Nexus. And then we're gonna tap 4 for my commander, Satya. Before combat, I'm gonna tap Blank Moth using its mana to activate itself to make it a 1/1 flying land. It is tapped, but it is a 1/1 flying creature land. I'm gonna go to combat. RJ, you're open. I'm gonna swing Satya at you. On attack, a couple things happen. I get 2 energy, and then I get to make a copy of one of my creatures. I'm gonna make a copy of Blink Moth Nexus, so I will gain an additional land, basically. That's tapped and attacking. It's flying. It will go at Jacob.
Sure.
It's just a 1/1. I'll use Reconnaissance to untap all of my land or all of my attacking things or tapped things.
So if you reconnaissance the token, I don't take 1.
No, you do.
Yeah,
No, you do.
you can remove it from combat after damage goes through.
Yeah,
Reconnaissance. Yeah, reconnaissance is a stupid card.
it's real good.
If you have a way to get rid of it, I'd recommend it.
No,
Okay.
it's like pseudo vigilance. It's fine. So it comes in attacking, so I can do it on this one, but this one wasn't even attacking, so I can't do it on this land. Move to end step. I will pay 0 because lands have 0 mana cost, and I will keep this land.
Well, that's
based off mana cost? I thought it was power.
that's a stupid broken ability. So you do have ramp in that.
I do. You're right. Yeah, Satya reads that you get 2 energy at the beginning of your next end step. Sacrifice that token unless you pay energy equal to its mana value. And since lands have 0 mana value, if you can animate a land, you can keep the land for free, basically.
So it just sounds like Chris is cheating a bunch.
True. That's what I'm hearing. I'm gonna play an island. I'm just gonna tap 3 for my commander. I will go to combat. I will pay. Oh, I can't actually. Never mind. I'll pass.
I will untap, you draw. I'm going to play a Reliquary Tower as my land for turn. I will tap blue, black, red, and colorless for my commander, Dalet, or Davros, Dalet Creator. I will then tap another 2 colorless for Cybermat. I will pass turn.
Yeah, I will let Urza's go. And
You can tap it for a colorless first, though, so it's floating.
by the time I move to my main phase, it's gone.
Nope. So sagas do not. Nope. Sagas don't uptick until your post-draw main phase.
No, they uptick on.
Nope. Trust me, I play a saga deck.
That is how it works, Jacob.
No, it says after your draw step, add a lore counter. Do they not?
So untap a keep draw.
See what I'm playing.
Post-draw main phase is when it gets a lore counter. So in response to it getting a lore counter, you can tap it for a colorless to float it before it sends.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
That's why Urza Saga is so good.
It basically pays for whatever you get.
Funnily enough, I don't need colorless right now. So actually, you know what? I do need colorless. I will tap it for 1 colorless.
You always need colors.
I will tap Soul Ring. I will play Sword of War and Peace. I will play Azorius Guildgate for turn. It comes in tapped. This will tick up. I will remove 3 counters from Sungspring Expedition and gain 8 life.
Here's where it starts, guys. Here's where it starts.
I will tap Ancient 10 for a Soul Warden.
Oh, God.
Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. I will tap Will for an 8 discount, and then tap a white and a blue for Drog Skull Reaver. It enters the battlefield, so I gain 1 life, and I will draw a card. And that is anything and everything I possibly could. That is my turn.
I'll untap, upkeep, cry. Draw.
Felt that.
Play a Hollow of
Draw.
Planet. So I'll tap 4. I'll play Mondrak.
I gain a life and draw a card.
You're gonna have a lot of stuff off of me, bud. What my deck does. I'm gonna tap 2. I should have did this in reverse order, but it's too late now. For an Agate Instigator.
That's a creature?
That is a creature.
Well, it happens again.
Before I go to combat, I'm gonna tap this Blink Moth to animate it. I will go to combat, swing Satya, and my Watcher at Jacob. And then on attack, I get 2 energy, and I'm gonna copy the Blink Moth. So I'll get 2 Blink Moths because of Mondrak. So I will.
They are creatures at the moment, right?
The Blink Moths, yes.
Okay, so I will gain 2 and draw 2.
Yeah, because they're entering the battlefield.
They're 2 separate triggers from Soul Warden.
Oh, that is true, yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets pinged for 2 damage, though, from Agate Instigator.
What did you call me?
So I'm net neutral on all of your ETBs now?
Essentially. Until Jordan steals something from me. You also have my 2 flyers coming at you, Jacob. So
everything's coming at me?
Everything's... You got the life gain deck. I gotta try something. So you got a 3/5, a 2/1, and 2 1/1s coming at you.
Be so for real.
I'll block your commander.
All right. In response to you blocking my commander, I will remove him from combat and untap him. The rest of the damage will go through. That's 2, 4. So you take 4 damage. After damage resolves, I will untap the things that can be untapped. Also, now if I'm not mistaken, so Satya's thing says. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice that token. If I create 2 tokens, I would just the trigger would just be for the 1 anyway, but I would keep the other 1 no matter what, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Either way, they're 0 currently, so it's not that big of a deal, but just for future reference when I do it for something bigger or whatever. So I will pay the 0, keep both lands, and then I will pass my turn.
I will untap keep draw. I'm gonna play a forest for land. Jacob, how much power does your Drog Skull thingy majigger have?
3.
I will go to combat. I will tap 1 to tap this for 2 and this. I will gain control of target creature opponent controls with power less than hers. So I will gain control of your creature for combat. It gains haste and it's untapped, but it already is untapped. I will swing at Jacob with his own creature.
I take 6, and you gain 6 and draw 2.
Draw 2.
That's pretty good.
And then I will go to second main. I will tap 1 for Soul Ring. I will tap the Soul Ring and 2 green for Momentous Fall. And I will sacrifice Jacob's creature as the additional cost.
Really,
and
my
I
dude?
get to draw 3. And what is its toughness?
5.
5, and I gain 5 life. And then I pass turn.
Alright, I will untap to draw. I will play Temple of Epiphany as my land for turn. I get to scry 1. I will bottom that. Blue. Talisman for a blue, taking 1. And then a black. And then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cast the Cyber Controller, where X equals 3. So when it ETBs, each opponent mills X cards, so each of you will mill 3 cards. All creature cards milled this way, I put onto the battlefield face down under my control, and they're 2/2 Cyberman artifact creatures. So
You got nothing from
No
me.
creatures.
None for me either.
shit.
I had Ghostly Flicker, Mass Mutiny, and Counterspell.
So I whipped on all 3 of you.
I had land,
Yeah.
Talisman, land.
Mine was Ristic and 2 lands.
Every friggin' time I play Cyber Controller, at least its Anthem ability is still good. It gives all of my other artifact creatures +1/+1. So at least there's that.
Do you have a creature ETB?
I did, yes. So you do gain a life. I am going to go to combat, and I will swing my 3/2 at Jordan. Or not Jordan, sorry, Jacob. It has Skull, but I think you only have a 1/1 blocker anyway, so it doesn't play. So you're taking 3. I will go to my end step. I do have a Davros trigger now. So I will create a Dalek token, and Jacob, you will face a villainous choice, either discard a card or let me draw a card. And keep in mind, if you discard a card, you will take 2 life from Liliana's Caress.
I really like my cards, so go ahead and draw.
Alright, and then it's your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I will tap a white for Cleric class. You gain life, gain that much +1.
Gained a life from my Dalek entering, sorry. That was at my end step, so that's before you got the double in.
Yes, I'm fairly sure I already took myself up for that. I will play an Inventor's Fair for turn.
That is a good card.
I will tap 1, 2, 3 for Alenda's Hierophant, and I will gain a life.
You gain 2 life from your...
Oh, right, I will gain 2 life.
1 instance of life gain, so I think Hierophant...
It's only 1 instance, but Alenda's specifies... Oh, no, it is... Oh, sorry, I thought it was for each life you gain, so it is only +1.
Either
Okay.
way, it's still a very good synergy with that deck, so...
I have gained 2 life this turn. I have 3 mana. I will tap Will for a 2 discount and Azorius Guildgate to play Kelpie Guide.
Could be good.
And I will tap 2 and equip Sword of War and Peace onto Alenda's Hierophant. So I will gain 2. Alenda will go up 1.
What
And
is that creature at now? With the
3. 3 with the counters, 5 with the sword.
5. Okay.
I will pass.
Okay. Untap. make this simple. 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 of these in total, so I can clear my board up a little bit. Alright, draw for turn. I'll play a Seacrum Coast that comes in tapped. Alright. So, alright, I'm gonna try to do something fun, and by fun I mean really do anything to Jacob at the moment, but like I'm gonna try and do a bunch of shit in general.
Hey, brother, keep it that way.
Man, we've attacked you and done so much to you, and you still have more than the starting life total.
I'm playing a life gain deck.
I know.
What do you want?
I know. Alright, so
We're
there's
just keeping you
2,
in check, that's all.
and I'm gonna tap 3
Legitimately,
of these.
unless the commander's coming at me, don't care.
Right,
We don't
so
want you
that's
playing
that's
Aether
what's
Flux
left.
Reservoir.
Yeah. So I'm tapping 2 and then 3 of the Blink Moth Nexus, so I have 1 in the original that is untapped. I'll just do it like that, I guess. I'll do 3 and then I have the 1 for Port Razor. Alright, so I don't think I go infinite, but I can do a lot.
I mean, specifically, you can't with Port Razor, but...
I can.
Oh, right, you create copies of them.
Yes, but I need to be able to do combat damage in order to do that. So I will start my turn by Satya, Watcher, Agate, Jacob. On attack, I will create 2 energy, and I'm going to create 2 copies of Port Razor. All right, so this got a little funky, so we're going to go over it in post, make it much more clear, and then we'll just speed up the video to get us to the end goal. So every turn I swing 2 Port Razors that are created off of Satya's attack trigger and Mondrak's token doubling trigger. We did get the menace wrong, but we basically have it so that way Satya is getting blocked by Jacob's Hierophant. And on the first turn, Jordan takes both Port Razors to him. I kill one of his creatures with one of the Port Razors. The other one gets through for damage, which lets me untap all my creatures to do it again. The first turn I did not attack with Mondrak. So Jacob netted even, because in the scenario where we messed up, Satya gets blocked by the Hierophant. He doesn't block with Soul Warden, and he blocks Agate Instigator with Kelpie Guide. So he takes 2 damage off of Port Razors and 2 damage off of Watchers, but he gains 4 health, so he nets 0 on this first turn. The next turn I swing both Port Razors at RJ. RJ blocks 1, lets 1 through. I swing everything that I can at Jacob this time, including Mondrak. He gains 4. I'll state that every time Port Razors comes in, everybody loses 2 off of Agate Instigator, but I will be focusing mostly on Jacob's damage. So Port Razors come in, they attack RJ. 1 Port Razor gets through, the other does not. Jacob takes 2 off of the Port Razors entering. He takes 2 off of Watcher. He takes 4 from Mondrak, and his blocks remain the same. So he takes 4 damage this turn. The next turn, I send a Port Razor at Jordan and everything else, including one of the Port Razors, at Jacob. He then changes his block to be Hierophant at the Port Razor. Soul Warden does not block, and Agate gets blocked by Kelpie Guide. So he takes 2 from the Port Razors coming in. He does not block Satya, which is 3. He does not block Mondrak, which is 4. He does not block Watchers, which is 2. So that's 11 damage in total that gets through. He gains 4 life. So he takes 7 every turn at this point, while Jordan and RJ are taking 6 flip-flopping each turn. 4 from a Port Razor and 2 from Agate Instigators coming in. and we burn out Jacob before we kill RJ and Jordan. On the last turn, it was supposed to be Jordan's turn to take damage. It made more sense for them if RJ would take the last block because he could block and not lose anything. And since they allowed me to do this combo to take out Jacob, I obliged. I then moved to end step. I did not pay for any of my Satya triggers, but I still kept half of the Port Racer tokens from Mondrak because those are created separately. And I had a bunch of energy left over. Back to the game. Jordan has something that he can do. I'm excited.
Untap up to draw. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do something with it. I will tap 6. I'll play mob rule, so I will gain control of all creatures with 4 or greater power until the end of turn. I untap them and they gain haste.
Oh, that's fantastic. So now you win.
Yeah. That's both of my creatures here, my Dalek and my DAVROS.
You have my 9 Port Razors, my Mondrak.
And then,
yeah, I mean, Jordan, you just full send at both of us and win.
Because now I'm gonna go infinite. It's my turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go into combat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay 3. I'm gonna gain control of your Satya.
Oh.
I will swing Satya at RJ.
I can't block it, so because that's menace, right?
I'll swing all of the tokens at Chris.
Are you swinging Mondrak too?
And Mondrak, yeah.
Okay, so that's 9 times 4, 36, and then 40 damage. I lose.
I mean, you have 2 creatures that can block, right?
I do, but if I lose now, he loses all his creature tokens and all my like if I lose, it helps you.
Well, I would get another combat, and
you get another combat, but you only have the 4/4.
So here's the thing with tokens.
So if I lose, if I get out of the game, all of my stuff gets returned back to me.
Even the tokens?
Everything that was under my control comes back to me. I am 99% sure.
So what?
Well, no, wait. I would still be able to kill RJ though, because if you died this turn, I would get a second combat.
Yeah, you get a second combat, and you have just your commander out,
which I can block.
Oh, I would get the 2 copies of Port Razor on the attack trigger of Satya.
Oh, and then yes,
because it would be his. Yeah.
Yes. He would get his own copies of Port Razor, which are owned by him, so they wouldn't return to Chris once Chris dies.
Oh, mob rule.
Realistically, I still think what you need to do is send enough damage at me to kill me at the same time that you're sending all those Port Razors at Chris, so that way you can at least guarantee that I'm dead. And then you can guarantee a second combat.
No, the way he did it is perfectly fine. He kills me. He creates Port Razor copies that are
2
his
more
copies.
Port Razors that are attacking you along with Satya.
But his 2 Port Razor copies that he creates won't have haste for him.
They don't need haste because Satya's attack trigger has them beat.
You would have to send those at RJ.
So if you full send everything at Chris and Chris decides to take it and he dies, all of the tokens that you gain from him and his Satya, everything return to him except for the 2 copies that you.
What he's saying is that it's an attack trigger. He attacks with Satya. He creates 2 copies. He can send them at you.
Yeah, but he was sending them at you to full send at you.
No, he was sending
but it doesn't matter if I sent them at Chris.
No, so if you send the copies also at me, Jordan, they don't untap.
Okay, can we all agree that there's a way that Jordan wins here?
Yes, that's what
No. I know they don't untap, but I would get another attack, another combat, correct?
Yes.
And I would still have everything, but the other tokens that I took originally wouldn't have haste.
You would not have everything. You would have your commander and 2 Port Razor tokens that don't have haste.
Okay. Because I see now. Okay.
Yes.
Which means that all you'd be able to attack.
Jordan, all you have to do, this is very simple. You just send the 2 at RJ because I did the damage based upon the things that were already there. So I take 40 with what's on board currently.
You would need to send 3 at me because I can block one of them.
You send your commander
combats.
and the 2 guys, right?
Oh yeah, you could send your commander at me.
Yeah, you send the commander and the 2 guys at RJ. You kill both of us.
Okay, I forgot about his commander because he wasn't swinging with it originally.
We did it, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. That was actually really fucking sweet.
You broke magic,
bro.
That's why I was like,
there's too much thought that went into that.
All right, so the winner of the game today was Jordan on YASOVA Dragonclaw. He was able to use theft abilities and cards like Mob Rule to let us build our board states, specifically myself, and then steal the things on my board to then kill me and RJ. I took an incredibly long turn taking out Jacob, who was on Will and was gaining life like crazy. We had swung at him a lot of times and he was still at or above starting health for most of the game. So taking him out was top priority. And then Jordan used Mob Rule to steal all of my creatures, which was over 4 power or more. So I could have lived for another combat, essentially, if I blocked with Agate and Watcher for Tomorrow, but then he would untap with my creatures in that second combat and swing with them and kill me. It was a great play on Jordan's part and a crazy way to end the game. If you guys can do all that normal YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, that would be fantastic. Catch you next time.